Nintendo Entertainment System, NES. Released in North America in 1985, the NES arrived at a time when video games were struggling after the infamous crash of 1983. With its affordable price tag of $199.99, which would be about $514 today when adjusted for inflation, it quickly became the must-have item for kids, and even some adults. Today, if you still have an original NES, you might be sitting on a goldmine. A used console in decent condition can sell for around $1,100 on eBay, but the real money comes with a factory-sealed system. On February 15, 2021, a sealed NES sparked an intense bidding war on eBay, with 60 bids driving the final price up to $36,655. But it's not just the console that holds value. Classic games like Super Mario Bros. Can fetch $200 or more for an opened copy, but if it's still sealed in its original packaging, prices skyrocket. Depending on rarity and condition, these can go for anywhere between $6,000 and $177,000. And then there's The Legend of Zelda, a game that defined adventure gaming. A particularly rare 1987 variant was so sought after that Heritage Auctions sold one in July 2021 for a jaw-dropping $870,000. So if you've got an old NES gathering dust in the attic, you might want to check, because it could be worth a fortune. Star Wars FX7 action figure. Even in the vast universe of Star Wars collectibles, some action figures hold surprising value, like the FX7 medical droid from The Empire Strikes Back. Despite appearing on screen for a mere 16 seconds, this droid still earned its very own action figure, proving that even the briefest moments in a galaxy far, far away can leave a lasting impact. Collectors know that condition is everything, and FX7 is no exception. In 2014, a mint condition FX7 action figure, still sealed in its original packaging, sold for an eye-watering $12,900. And it's not just FX7. Many of the original Kenner Star Wars figures from the late 70s and early 80s can fetch serious cash if they are well preserved and complete. However, some ultra-rare figures have an even greater mystique. Certain Star Wars toys that were never meant to be released somehow made their way onto the market, particularly in Brazil. These rare finds are so scarce that assigning them a set value is nearly impossible. Have you ever sold an old toy for a surprising amount of money? If so, how much? In 1986, the same company that brought us Care Bears, American Greetings, decided to shake things up with a plush toy aimed at kids who wanted something a little more monstrous. Enter My Pet Monster, a lovable yet mischievous-looking creature with bright blue fur, orange plastic shackles, and a toothy grin. It was designed as a way to appeal to boys who secretly loved stuffed animals, but wanted something a little more rugged and cool. Retailing for about $20 at the time, My Pet Monster became a childhood favorite, offering kids a pet that was both friendly and just scary enough to feel exciting. While it wasn't as massive a hit as Care Bears, it still developed a devoted fan base, and today, that fan base is willing to pay big money to own one again. A well-loved used My Pet Monster can easily sell for around $100, but if you were lucky enough to keep yours in pristine condition, especially new in the original box, you could be looking at a payday of $500 or more. 1988. Happy Holidays Barbie. When it comes to iconic toys, Barbie has been a household name for decades, with countless variations and special editions released over the years. But one particular Barbie stands out for collectors, the 1988 Happy Holidays Barbie. This was the very first doll in the Happy Holidays series, a limited edition line that became incredibly popular and helped turn Barbie into a must-have holiday gift year after year. If you happen to own one of these festive 1988 Happy Holidays Barbie dolls, you could be looking at a couple $100 in resale value. But condition is everything. To fetch top dollar, the doll needs to be new in its original box, with no yellowing on the plastic window and no visible damage to the packaging. Even slight discoloration or wear can bring down the price significantly. For collectors, this Barbie represents both nostalgia and rarity, making it a prized item.